Welcome back, everyone. It's your manager, Ripperoni, coming back at you with another episode of the Minecraft Enchiridion. Thanks for coming along and clocking in today. As you can see, we are at our new home, the Ice Spikes biome. This is where we are going to be building our base. I don't have the poll results in, so I don't know which base we're building yet. So keep those results coming in. Keep replying to it if you haven't already. But this is going to be the area that we settle. Specifically, this little. You can see I'm on a mountain ridge here, and it goes there and turns over to that way. And I'm thinking right in this little valley here is where we're going to be settling. So step one is going to be to clear all of this out. So I think I'm going to actually time lapse that. So enjoy. Well, I hope that time lapse was as fun for you guys as it was for me. I had a blast digging all that out, and we got so much packed ice. So that's super cool. That's super useful. Basically, I'm going to go home. I'm going to get some of this stuff put away, and then we'll go ahead and get started on this iron farm. So we are... Billy, shut up. I'm trying to record. So we are back here at the base. I got rid of all the ice, and I was getting ready to, I was gathering all the materials for the iron farm, and I was getting ready to go back to the Ice Spikes biome and get this built. It has been a couple of days, but in that time, Mojang has released a new snapshot for the 1.16 update, and they introduced the first black bricks. So that is awesome. That's probably what I'm going to be using to build my base. So far, the poll is split 50-50 between like a mad scientist Frankenstein lab or a medieval dark evil castle. So we don't know which one we're going to go with yet, but I will almost promise that some of these new black stone bricks are going to be in either build because they are gorgeous. So a little bit of a change of plans here then. We're not going to build the iron farm in the Ice Spikes biome, but all that time lapse that we did where we cleared everything out is still usable because that's where we're going to build our base still. But what we're going to do now is, because we're going to be waiting a little bit longer now to get to the actual base because we have to wait for the update now. So I'm going to be designing it, in the background off camera kind of thing, but I want the iron farm to still be going. I want it to still be producing iron when we get it going. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna build it in the spawn chunks of the world. What the spawn chunks are is a group of chunks that is a 16 by 16 area centered on the world spawn that are always active. They're always loaded, they're always working, and all of that. You don't have to be nearby for stuff to be working. So we're going to build the iron farm in there so that it's just constantly going. So give me just another second. We'll get everything around, and we're going to go mark off the world spawn. The world spawn where we started the world off in, and then the spawn chunks around it. We're going to mark that off too, so we'll get that done. So in order to find the spawn chunks, we're going to start with the world spawn. So in order to find the world spawn, you grab a compass. A compass will always point towards the world spawn. So we'll go ahead and watch the compass needle, and we will go ahead and fly to the world spawn. So here is, I think this is the spawn jungle right here, actually. So I think our spawn point is going to be somewhere in here. Yep, see the compass needle? Yeah, so it's right around here. Down here, probably. Oh, okay, so it's gonna be right here, this corner. See, as we dance around the corner, it just points straight to it. So that is our world spawn. And what is this point? It is 6464. So doing a little bit of math, I cheated a little bit and I used a website called chunkbase.com. They have a bunch of like finders for like slime chunks and stuff like that. So I cheated, and it looks like the X coordinates are going to be like -32 to 160, and then in the X and Y. So we'll go to -32, -160, and that will be our southwest coordinate. This is going to be a little bit tough. So we're real close. The spot that we're looking for is like right down in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some acacia planks, and we're going to use acacia planks to mark everything off just because it's bright orange, and I think that'll stand out decently against the jungle. So we'll go ahead and grab some planks, and we'll get over to, here's -160, and we're looking for -32 is right here. So this is our southwest spot. So I'll build this up a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and walk up to this is the positive X direction. So we're going to go to X equals 160. And something I didn't actually mention, but I should, is, so the spawn chunks are a 16 by 16 area, but the only a 12 by 12 area around the world spawn is where everything is active, like entities and stuff. So basically like AFK farms, like the iron farm we're about to build. That stuff is only going to work in a 12 by 12 chunk radius around world spawn rather than 16, just because of how some of the generation rules work. So I'm just kind of building this to be kind of flush with the terrain, but I want it to stand like a block or two above most of the terrain. So I'm kind of just, I don't know, gonna kind of wing it. I'm gonna go up over that hill in that way. So yeah, it's gonna take me a little while here. So here's the 160, -160, and then we need to go to, did I do this the wrong way? I did do this wrong. So I messed up, and I don't really know exactly what I did, but we don't need to go that way. We need to go to -32 in the X direction, and then we need either -32 in the Z direction or 160 in the Z direction. So that's what I did. I went to the -160, and we needed to go to +160. So instead we'll start at -32 here. So -32 is right here. And then we need to go to -32 160, so that's gonna be straight that way. So this is a negative 32, 160, so we'll go ahead and dig down to the ground and build a little pillar again. And so now we're at 160. Oop, we need to go to X 160. And here's 160, 160. And then we go to 160, negative 32. And I think this is our last pillar here. And what I'm doing here is I'm just extending these pillars upward. So we got all 4 of our pillars marked out. There's one. There is the next one right behind us there. There's the next one. And, oh, don't fall off the tree. And the other one's right there. So we are going to go ahead and connect these up real quick. So we have our perimeter set up. As you can see, that one behind me there drops down a bit. But yeah, that is this is the 12 by 12 chunk area that is centered on the world spawn, somewhere in that little area right up there. So basically our next thing to do is to build the iron farm. Obviously I need to clear out a little space, so I think I'm going to use somewhere over in that corner there behind me, closer to the desert and the savanna there, clear out just a little area, because this is going to take me probably 6 to 8 hours just to clear all of the trees out of here. So I don't have that kind of time right this second, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clear out an area for our farm today. So give me just another minute. I'll get that cleared out and we'll go ahead and actually get this farm built, I swear. So we have our little corner nice and cleared out. I'm going to go ahead and level off that sand hill and probably this little dirt hill to make this all just a flat area. And then we'll go ahead and get started. So we got everything here flattened out and ready. It's pretty jarring. I don't have anything terraformed yet because, like I said, I'm planning on turning this whole area that's enclosed by the acacia square into like an industrial complex. So any farms that I want running all the time, I'm gonna just build here. So anyway, this stone block here is where I want to have the center of the farm. And that's where you're going to start with this. So we'll have this, and we want to go at least 20 blocks up, because where we're going to have iron golems spawn, we're trying to limit that spawning space to just where we want them to spawn at. So in order to get away from any valid spawnable blocks, we're just going to build upward. You should do it at least 20, but because I have this hill on back behind me there, and this is back behind me there is kind of higher, I'm going to go a few more. I think I'm going to go 30 or 40 blocks up. It might end up being higher than that perimeter, but that's fine too. So give me just a second and we'll go ahead and get up there. So this is our 40th block. We can go ahead and delete all the ones down there because we're not going to need them anymore. So once we have our central block, start on the left and right sides, and we'll go 5 blocks out either way. And on the front side, we want to build 6 out. And on the back side, we want to do 1 out. This is going to be a temporary block here, then place a block here, and then we can get rid of this. And then go 3 more blocks. 1, 2, 3. So you've got this sort of shape here, 5 on either side, 6 going out the front, and then 5 going off the back, with 4 of them being one level higher. And the next thing you want to do is just kind of fill all of this platform out. So we'll take this and go out to here. Same thing with these, and so on. You get it. And this platform can be built out of pretty much anything that is spawnable. I'm using jungle logs and jungle planks because I don't really care about the look of this farm, because I'm not going to be around it often, and because it's just what I ended up with a bunch of after clearing out this. So it's just kind of out of convenience. but these blocks are not going to be exposed to fire or anything like that, so you can use burnable objects. It doesn't matter for me anyway because I have fire tick turned off on my world, but if I didn't, it still wouldn't matter. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to have to build a chamber for a zombie. That's right, this farm is powered by a zombie. This is a design from Waddles. I'll link it in the description here. But yeah, so I've got some scaffolding built up to the platform up there, and I'm gonna build a little chamber, and then once it gets to be nighttime, we'll have to go ahead and trap ourselves a zombie. So what we want to do here is we want to go from this central block. We want to build 4 down, and then mine the 3. Because we don't need them, we just need this block to be permanent. And then we'll go ahead and grab some glass and we'll make a little box around it. We don't need these corners though. So we will build our zombie chamber just like that. Once you have the chamber built, go ahead and mine this block out because we're going to need to trap a zombie in here. A trap door makes this a little bit easier, so I'm gonna go see if I can grab one. And then we're gonna have to build a ramp up to that, so that'll be interesting. So if you put a trap door in like that, it'll trick the zombie into trying to fall into the hole once we get there. So let's go ahead and build a little staircase down. Perfect timing for building this because it has just turned night. So we can grab a husk as well. A husk or a zombie will both work. So now we have this little path done. We need to get a husk or a zombie, and here's a husk right here. So let's see if we can get him to spot us without the creeper. Yeah, there we go, buddy. Come on. Come here. Haha. And now we'll get rid of this. And we will place our central block back in, like so. There, so we have our zombie in. And here is our zombie. So I'll go ahead and sleep because we have a block above his head so he won't burn. Husks don't burn in the daylight anyway. So we'll go ahead and get rid of these skeletons and sleep, hopefully. So if you are following along, I probably should have mentioned this a little bit sooner, so maybe I'll put an info a little bit earlier, but we need to name that husk up there. Wait a second, did he already despawn? Oh no. So, case and point, this is why we needed to name him, because as you can see, he already despawned. So let's get a name tag ready and wait for night again. What are we gonna name this zombie? Let's name him Cummins for the Dodge motor, because he is going to be the workhorse of this farm and he is going to be working for a long time, pretty much non-stop. So little shout out to one of my subscribers there. I know how much you like Cummins and Dodge trucks there, bud. So yeah, now we have some time to wait. I can't really go any further until it's nighttime and we get this zombie, so we'll go ahead and wait for that. So checking in, it is about midday. We have our name tag still, and we have, this is just a little scaffolding platform that I've got, because once we get the zombie in there, we're gonna make 3 chambers in those directions for villagers to sit in. Basically the way that this farm works is the villagers get randomly scared on and off, and then they have their workstation and their bed in their chamber so that they can work and sleep, and as they get scared, they spawn iron golems on top of the thing. There will be water on top that'll spill down and push them down this way, and then our collection will be right in here. So that's basically how the farm will work. Just still waiting on nighttime so we can get another zombie or another husk. So it's nighttime, let's find ourselves a zombie slash husk. Looks like a husk again from right there. See if we can get him to aggro us. Yep, there he is. Come on, buddy. Get the name tag ready. Oh. This time we didn't even have to deal with a creeper. I'm gonna name tag him on his way down. Watch. Oh, don't get me. What are you doing, bud? Hello? Haha. Got him. He got me too, but it is what it is. Yeah, so we've got him name tagged, we got him in there. Let's go ahead and replace that top block again. And yeah, so now let's build our villager chambers. I'm gonna sleep first though. So for our villager chambers, we're gonna want to put a glass block there, and then we want a temporary block here and 3 blocks outwards. I'm going to use stripped jungle logs just because I feel like it, and I think it actually works pretty well. And then we're gonna want to do that 3 times. You can supposedly do it in any of the 3 directions. I'm going to use the left and the right and the front though, just so that you know what I'm doing. So once you have your villager platforms like this, we need to put walls on them. So you want to stack glass like this all the way from the top to the bottom here. Turns out I actually built this a little bit wrong, so we're gonna delete this and try again here. So we have, this is going to be a permanent block on all the sides, and then we need a temporary block and our platforms. So here's our temporary block and the platform, just like that. I guess I built it 1 block too close last time. Yeah, so like that. And then we want to build up our walls, so we'll have to do this. I'm gonna leave the far ends open though, because we need a way to get the villagers in. So, and then with this, we just want one on top. We want to leave that middle one open like that. Eventually we'll delete these blocks, but that's not until we're ready to start spawning golems. So yeah, go ahead and build up the walls on all 3 of these platforms like this. Oh, not like that. Like that. Yeah, just like that. And now we should be ready for villagers. So once you've got all of your villager pods made up like that, we have to get the villagers actually into the pods. So, and the best way to do that, in my opinion, is to use mine carts and a rail. So we'll have to build something probably off of this that goes then around to these 3 so that we can mine cart some villagers in. There is a village over here that I found some villagers in. That's actually the village from the very first episode of the series. This is the spawn village, and you can see there's some glass right there. I've got a couple of villagers trapped in there so that we can get them up in here. So I'm going to build a minecart rail now. So we got our rail line done. It's mostly just unpowered rails, and then I've got a couple of unpowered powered rails so that they act as a brake. Because I'm going to use a minecart furnace to transport them over here, get them over there, and then we'll transport them up. So let's start with these guys. And it should be as easy as doing that and getting them to move. I guess maybe... There. Got that guy. And stop, please. Thank you. You'll sit right there. And we'll just have to make sure that we don't let it get to nighttime. So let's go get the other guy. Push him into the cart, hopefully. Ha! I'm smarter than you. Stop. Thank you. And let's go get a 3rd one. No, no, no. Where are you going? Get on the track. Why did that go all the way up there? Friend. Okay, man. Where are you going? There, you're stuck there. And we'll go ahead and push this guy so that he goes through. And then we'll follow him, grab all our rails, and we'll meet back over there. Oop. You going, boy? So we got our villagers here. We just need to get them up there now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a minecart with the furnace. It's going the wrong way, I think. So we just use a minecart furnace, like their furnace minecart like that. And then we'll go ahead and get rid of it. Oop. Need a lever for that. And we'll push him this way. And he should be good to go up there. And we have to sleep now. So we've got this villager in here. We need to hurry up. And what we'll do is we'll place a glass block here so that he can't get out. Can we actually no. Let's just do this and then put the glass block there so he can't get out at all. We need to place his bed so that it's facing here. We need another block here. We need it here. Yep, facing just like that. And then we put his workstation block right there. And you can see he picked up his job. And there. Oh, that one is good to go. So I'll go ahead and connect the rail up to the next pod and get the next villager in. So you want to make sure that you do light up these villager boxes. Just throwing a torch in there, somewhere in there to make sure that they light up so they don't get any spawns in there. They shouldn't, because you've got beds, but there is the one space there that could potentially spawn something. So make sure to light them up, and that's pretty good. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to line the front here in this line just with glass. So I'm going to build it down to the ground here. You don't really have to. There's a couple of different ways that you can do this, and I'll kind of explain it as we get a little bit further. But I'm going to start with this, and then we go all the way to right here and fill this in with glass all the way up. So once you have your wall like this, built all the way down to wherever you want it, as you can see, it's flush with that workstation block there in the very front of the farm. Then you want to do some walls. We're gonna make 3 wide walls like this, and then another one over here like this, again 3 blocks. And then we will want a front wall on this chamber. So go ahead and build all of that up. So we only need this chamber that we're building to be this wide for a few blocks, probably 4 or 5 blocks, and then we can actually make it a smaller tube down. So I'm gonna do that now that I've used how much glass, but I'm gonna show you once I get it actually laid out here. So give me just a second and I'll show you what I mean. So this is what I mean. So when they fall off, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks here is all I have for distance. And then in here we want to actually leave a 3x3 gap, because there will be water on the top of that platform there to push the golems into this tank, and then we'll have water there and there to push them down into here, and then we'll have our tube down to here all the way down. Ooh. And hopefully they die on impact. If not, we'll have some lava set up so that they can just be force killed. So yeah, I'm going to break down this bit of the tube that I've already got built, and then go ahead and build the smaller 3x3 tube that we're gonna need to drop these guys down in, and then I'll bring it back so that we can place all the fluids. Okay, so we have our 3x3 tube all the way down. That's an extra block there. but you can see that it goes all the way down there. I use connected glass textures, so it might be a little bit hard to see, but then we have our other container here, and you notice this is the platform that the water is going to be on, and we want our glass walls to go 1 block higher than that all the way around. And then let's place our signs. We are going to want some signs right here to stop the water flow, and along here. Nope, not here. Here to stop the water flow here. Then I guess we can probably put water here like that, and then we can do that to the well, that was fun. We can place water over here. Okay, so it's easier to do this if you leave yourself a little bit of a path or something in here for the time being. But we can take the middle block there and put it there and there, so we have all of our water going here. Gonna mine that out a little bit just so that I can get in and out of here. So now, short of starting the golem spawning, we haven't done that yet obviously, but we need to get collection going. So I'm going to grab a chest and a couple of things here, chest and some hoppers. We'll use a double chest and like 9 hoppers for the 3x3. And I think I'm gonna just put the chest right here. That way I don't have to go, I don't know. Yeah, that way it just ends right here, and I can, it's a smaller footprint this way, I guess. Not by much, but by a little bit. And then we just want to put our hoppers into here. Yeah, just like this. I'm actually, not this one. This one's not gonna work. I'm going to have to put this actually right there, and then we'll use stairs or something right here. But we'll put our hoppers in like this. There, so anything that drops in here will end up dead. Or anything that drops in here will end up in the chest anyway, not necessarily end up dead. So then iron golems stand 3 high, so we want our lava to be right here. So we'll have to put signs on this level, just like this. We'll go bam, 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 and then crouch, click, crouch, click, crouch, click to do these ones. And then we will put our lava bucket right on this one right here. Just like that. And that is our killing mechanism for anything that doesn't die immediately from dropping onto it. Now, if I do that, can I still open this? Yeah, so glass counts as a not full block, so that I can just do that. I don't have to use stairs or any slabs or anything like that. So I'm gonna grab that block real quick, and then I'll meet you back up there, and we'll get these iron golems spawning. So the last thing that we need to do before we start spawning golems is we need to put walls around here connecting to this glass block, and also put one down here to connect up in case you used something spawnable there to block spawns from there. Here, go up like that, and then you can mine that one out, and oop, I don't need one there. And then keep putting them around the edge like this. Skip the corner, take that out, and do, oops, that's not where I want that. And just continue along the back like so, and continue it around the whole thing. There, just like that. Once you have the walls all the way around, we are good to put in our water sources. So we'll put one bucket like that, one bucket like that, and one more bucket like that, and now we can use the water trick. Well, we should be able to use the water trick. Because I placed it on the wall, not the block. Either way, I'll just go grab more water. There's enough around. So once you have all of your water placed, it should be just a solid... Does that look like a water source to you? Yep, sure is. Anyway, go ahead and put water all along this back row, and it should flow just to the edge but not over, just like this is. And from here we are good to start spawning golems. So let's go ahead and get back around here. As you can see, I put a row of walls here because I'm not sure if this is in range for them to spawn, so I just wanted to make this unspawnable here. But let's grab some of this scaffolding here. Maybe can we not do this? Oh no, let's mine up this real quick. There we go. We'll go over here, and we need to actually go up and then over, and we need to take out these middle blocks here, these ones here. So I'm gonna actually grab some planks and make myself a little bit of a bridge over here so that I can go through and mine out this block here. And you see, he is instantly scared. So once we go ahead and break out those middle blocks for the rest of these villagers, they will all get scared, and then the iron farm will be working. I'm going to go home and AFK just to test that, you know, this works while I'm not here. And then, yeah, so that's, I'm just gonna go see about that and test that. And probably after that, we'll probably end the episode. This has been the iron farm. It's done. Well, here I am, about 1,000 blocks away, just hanging out with my homies, my other crew members, you know, the other employees of Ripperoni's Pizza Palace are just hanging out, and yeah, I'm gonna AFK for probably the next 2 hours or so, and see what we get. Well, as you can see, we're still spawning golems. It's been a little bit longer than an hour. It's been about 4.5 hours. But let's see what we've got. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That's going to turn into a beacon base for us. Sir, could you stop dying so loudly? I'm trying to do an outro here. Okay, thank you for dying quietly. I guess you didn't really die quietly, but yeah, so this is the haul that we've gotten after 4.5 hours, and this is just going to continuously run anytime that we are in the world. So that is awesome. These chunks are supposed to stay loaded even when we're in the nether. So even when we're in the nether, this should still get running, or still should be running rather. I'm gonna go a little bit away from here. But that's it. That's all the time we have for today. It's been an interesting one. The villagers really fought me and frustrated the heck out of me, but we did it. We got ourselves an infinite iron supply, and this is going to be awesome. This is just going to be great. Having a stockpile of iron like this is going to be wonderful. So yeah, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed this tutorial, I did try to do this a little bit more of a tutorial style. Again, this design is not mine, it is Waddle's. I'll link that in the description so that if you have questions, you can either ask me or you can go to his video. He does a really good job of explaining a lot of things, so definitely check his channel out. But really, crew members, that's it. That's all the time that we have for today. You guys, you gotta go home. You can't stay at the Pizza Palace. You gotta get going. You gotta go find something to do, guys. Thanks very much for checking it out. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw. This has been Ripperoni for another episode of the Minecraft Enchiridion. Have a wonderful day.